Hello everyone, this is Genuine Polish, and welcome to cycle 49. I kind of maybe lost a video. I lost the last 4 cycles. What happened in those cycles? We reconfigured the infinite storage. I think we made a little bit of progress on here, and we set the foundation for our conveyor system for the eggs. And then we also completed this oil room. All we need to do is seal this up, and I think it is set. Actually, there's some carbon dioxide that got in there. How did that happen? What in here is producing carbon dioxide? I don't think anything is. I guess duplicate came in here and breathed out carbon dioxide. That's kind of bizarre. Was there a reason? Yeah, we should try to remove that really fast. That's quite unfortunate because I already removed all of the air pump piping. But let's do this. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's actually really unusual because I thought generally you had to have someone consuming oxygen to breathe out carbon dioxide. I wasn't sure if it could just happen. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Whatever the circumstances, we just got to get this cleared out. All right, and Jean is our electrical engineer. She has a lot of morale, but I think she ate something really good. No, she just has a lot of morale. Oh yeah, it's 14 morale. Yeah, with all our rooms. So she can get all the way up to mechatronics. So we should probably start working towards that. Because we don't really have anything else for her to specialize in. Hazmat digging, he hasn't more than enough morale, so we'll do hazmat and then auto. Max out research? Yeah, I think so. Why not? Oops, and I totally just grazed over. On the other planet, we have these 2 critter ranchers, and we don't exactly want... 2's a little excessive, but over the course of this game, having whatever, how many we have, 3 is not that bad. So we'll go ahead and do this, even though this might put her a little bit deficient. She's kind of close to the edge. And then none of these people can get access to hats, but that is perfectly okay. We still need to get some flowers going here, otherwise people are going to have a chance of contracting slime lung. There's really not that much slime lung going around, but it's enough. It takes long enough for it to disperse. Actually, there's a lot more than I realized. These pockets of polluted oxygen are not helping at all. Oh, and it looks like we unearthed the sodium synthesizer in that time period. So these pajamas, like this room, is not horribly useful in my opinion. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool interaction, but you need to have a lot of duplicates. It takes a lot of time and energy, and then you have to have a lot of duplicates to benefit from the buff for it to actually be worth it. We got some hatches still in our food, or still in our resources. That's okay. Well, actually, that's sand. Maybe we should pick some of the sand up here real fast. Sweep only. Yeah, let's get this sand off the ground. Yeah, no, sand is always useful just because it's more the time that it takes to reproduce it. So crude oil, I think we do have a drop of crude oil there. All right, let's get that up and running, and I accidentally overfilled that, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. We need, let me see what kind of critters we have accessible. Sweetle, plug slug, so we can send one through. And then what else would we use for this system? Because we still need the Draco, plug slug, and then one more. Pips. I don't think we have pips. Oh, we do. We have the eggs. They're hatching. Let's see about maybe throwing an incubator down here just for the time being. We could actually put the pip in here. We currently don't have a Draco egg. And now that we have the critter drop off, we can actually move all these hatches into some place so they stay out of trouble. Down here would be fine, I think. Yeah, maybe let's, instead of spending this energy, let's do this. For the time being, we are going to move all of this material and then put the hatches here. Just to get them out of the way. Alright, 11,000 food. We don't have too much of a surplus going on. And there's some natural gas here, it looks like, almost. No. That is, whatever's mixing here is absolutely making orange. So yeah, this algae terrarium is really helping us get some oxygen down here. It's quite funny because algae aquariums are not entirely useless, right? They serve a very useful purpose, but they convert enough of the water into polluted water that's used that it's essentially you're getting almost more oxygen from that. In fact, you are getting more oxygen from that. It's just over a course of a longer time. Okay, let me see if I can spare to not mess this up. Someone dumped this out here. And then new printables unlocked. Let's check it out. Hopefully we get something good. Hatch eggs or Pacu? Well, let's see here. Where would be... The Pacu should be able to get down here. So let's just do Pacu. It's not going to hurt, and I have really no use for hatches. I hate sometimes if you let the Pacu just go too long, and the conditions are right, and of course the numbers are right, then you can get like 500 Pacu in water that you just never even touched, never even interacted. And that's not great. That's definitely not great. Let's see what's going on with this room up here, because we need to get this ventilated fast so that way the brine doesn't have a chance of freezing. It's pretty far off from it, but it's a very small amount of liquid, so it's not going to be that crazy. All right, let's see here. Pump is offline, and I absolutely accidentally erased this line. The tricky thing is, which I didn't even think about actually, is going to be ensuring that disabled by automation grid, I see, is going to be ensuring that, whoa, let's go, turn it on. It's going to be ensuring that this stuff doesn't spill into here, because there's a good chance that it will. But that's okay, because we can just pull it out. We just have to make sure the water doesn't get to the point where it steams, which it absolutely will if it gets down there. Crap. We'll just pray. I don't know. Idle people on the other planet. So these guys are going to starve to death eventually. We have a slug egg. So I'll tell you what you guys could do, which would be very useful, is you guys can go find the teleporter, the material teleporter. Let's see, is there anything that indicates it's over around here? Not particularly, no. Right there. That is the input, so that's great. That's exactly what we need. These guys are not confined, so that's good for now. Let's see. Do we have... Yeah, this will drain some water there. That should be fine. It's not going to be fantastic to unload a bunch of this water, but we are just trying to get the most direct route so we can get some stuff pumped through here. And we'll want to send over some slug eggs, and then I think you can send... I know, yeah, you can send animals through as adolescents. Whether or not it actually counts them, I'm not sure. Lots of food in these little pockets, and I think these fish are probably all cramped, so it would serve us good. It'd be a good time investment for us to just unearth these, since these guys are basically doing nothing. I'm sorry, guys. I should probably not have sent you over here just yet. Yeah, what we can do is we can unearth these so these guys stop being confined and their populations can continue to increase for a little bit. Let's see what's next. These guys are doing all right. They'll survive. Let's see, where does this vent to? Nowhere. Do we want it to vent here? I don't actually know what I plan to do with this here. But let's give them access to fresh water by having this vent to a water reservoir. So we'll just build a little reservoir down here. This is definitely not the most opportune location, and I'm not putting enough forethought into this to actually think if this is going to have a good capacity. But this is where we're doing it. So liquid vent, and then we'll do the pitcher pump right there. That'll work. Oh, yeah, that's right. And we're going to have to unearth this a little bit. So we'll do ladder, and then boom. And this will be our output for fresh water. We got some idle people on this planet, huh? That's crazy. You guys have a lot of work to do. How come no one is delivering this brine here? Maybe there's no brine on the ground. Someone come down here, max priority, get this brine up, and then we will deliver it. Grub fruit would be good. We don't particularly have a use for sulfur. That might be a good plant to switch to until we get the pips. Good job. Now dump it. Dump it. Dump it. Cool. Alright, let this settle for a second, then we'll mop it up and grab that Dreco out of there. Coming to the rescue, bud. This area, I guess maybe we just go ahead and throw a door down. Because I don't think this polluted water is going to emit because it's locked up against the top of this, but let's just throw a door down so that way we don't have the possibility of this ever breaking and having some hydrogen leak out. Not that there's probably not already hydrogen in the base somewhere, but just in case. Textile loom, that's a big one. So reeds, we need some reed fibers. Where is the closest reed fiber? I think on the other planet. I think we're going to have to cooperate with the other planet quite a bit. There's some there. Oh, I guess that's not too terribly far. Let's give this a shot. Let's see if we can get through here pretty quickly. A lot of times I will build oxygen mask and use it for the slime biome. I just don't feel the need for it, honestly. If we needed like maximum efficiency and stuff, sure. Obviously there's ice floating down here in one of these. Let's see, ice. Let's see, is this ice here? No, but it's in a good spot to completely just unload a whole bunch of ice down into the world. So let's put a storage bin here. I think that'll work. All right, so no gas. Let's try this out. Yeah, with this, and I didn't even think about it. This I was spacing out, or it just didn't occur to me at all. If we let this become steam, if this brine gets down here and becomes steam, we're kind of in a bad place. Oh, so close, so close. Come on, get back up there, bud. And then, yeah, we got a bunch of ice just floating around the base that we should definitely try and deposit here. Liquid ice. And then we'll do 9. And hopefully there's no more ice anywhere floating about. This is good. We are waiting for a suit so that way we can deliver this pip egg, and we need the reed fibers for this. Research. That's right. We should always be continuing new research. Spice grinder. Pretty useful. I actually haven't explored the spices too terribly in depth. We have the orbital data collection lab, which is going to be incredibly necessary, but it's still quite a ways off. I'd rather focus on the solar panel, which we're going to need to build this system here. So let's try and locate some wheat worts, because I know we saw some earlier. We have one. I thought there was some up here in the north, but it doesn't look to be the case. Some down here in the south. No, we have a hot planet core. For some reason I thought we had a frozen one, but I am completely wrong on that. Alright, so we got this system set up. Let's go ahead and unearth this, and then we will put a manual airlock just in case this fails. Then we will have our coveted Dreco. Still a normal Dreco, but it's alright. Once we get this thing wrangled up, we'll send it through the critter fluxomatic, and then we will have a perfect, pristine, glossy Dreco, which is exactly what we want. It might be a good effort to make these guys into grubs, so that way I have them once I actually start a grub farm. And yeah, thankfully all the fish, all the Pacu ended up down here. They're overcrowded. Oh yeah, I always forget with Pacu it has to do with water size. So these guys are overcrowded, and they'll probably continue to be maybe until they die. I'm not sure, but for now I think that's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and make people be able to access this area a little bit easier. Alright, let's see what's next. So this thing is good to go. We don't have the engineer, but Gene is working towards it. Let's see, we got some skills that we haven't spent. It's just the people on the other planet for now. Okay. Good. Yeah, things are going good. People are enjoying their nice, cozy rooms and everything. We'll give them apartments after a while, just not yet. On the first game I ever played, I realized very quickly that manual generators are actually really good sources of power. 400 watts is not a lot, but it's not insignificant. And because it just takes a duplicate and they can run indefinitely, and all you have to do to power that machine is feed them a little bit of food. Like, really, it's not that many resources at all to run a manual generator. Honestly, my priority list for generators goes solar panels and then manual generators, because these things are just like the lowest emission, lowest fuel consumption machines ever. But yeah, on my first world, I just built like these luxury compartments where there was like 20 duplicates that were stuck in this apartment building that had, each room had a manual generator, and they just ran on that from like morning to night and then took a shit and went to bed. And it was actually fantastic. It was an absurd amount of power. And then their building was connected to the rest of the base by the Great Hall. So they would like go down and then get food from the refrigerator and eat there, and then they weren't allowed to leave that room. So they'd have to go back to their beds at the end of the day. I mean, you could probably effectively do the same thing just by maximum priority for operation and then minimizing their priority for everything else. But I don't know. It just felt more like totalitarian to like give them their own apartments where that's all they could do. Alright, so now this pump is almost built. We are going to have to close off this room here, and it should be perfectly fine. And then we are going to vent all the excess off once this first layer starts to get flooded, so that way we don't run the risk of heat transfer or burning this pump, and then we're going to dump it someplace else. So it's not like a permanent solution, but it's going to minimize the heat transfer. And then while we're here, and this is our main body of water, I think we should go ahead and put an effort into combining a lot of these waters together. Alright, so let's see, what kind of liquid do we have with enough capacity to use for the input here? So let's check out our oil. That's more than enough, huh? Maybe we do that, except for a lot of it's really hot. Polluted water. Is there any reason why not to? Is there any reason not to use polluted water? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Okay, we'll just use some polluted water here. Research complete. Let's see, we just got the power upgrade, which is great. Even when I don't need it, I just like to throw conductive wires everywhere, so that way if I ever do want to upgrade a system, it's like instantaneous and I can just add on to it and I don't have to worry about anything. This rad bolt chamber is kind of useful, but it only stores like 100 rad bolts or something, which is pretty insignificant, especially when you're talking about like rad bolt propulsion. And speaking of that, I think we're going to finish off this tree, so that way once we get the advanced research, we can start working this way. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, and let's try and get our hands on some polluted water, so that way we can prime this. There's polluted water here, here, and here. This is by far the closest, so let's go ahead and unearth this. And it's kind of close to our water reservoir, which is not great to put slime along that close, but it's what we're doing. It's absolutely what we're doing. So So let's go ahead and set some blueprints down real fast. And we're going to wait to connect these lines so that way we can just fill up the line and then select exactly how much liquid we have. And we don't need to include a valve or anything. So we'll do this here. And then we're going to go ahead and throw a ladder down here. I really appreciate at the beginning of the game when there's like not that many tasks to go around and people aren't like spending half the day just walking to and from different places. Like just how fast they get stuff done. I really do appreciate that. It feels really satisfying to be able to watch a duplicate, like watch you select something and then the duplicate just goes and does it. No questions asked, nothing like that. They just go and do it immediately. So our oxygen is going pretty good. Yeah, and this is really helping divert carbon dioxide, and we're converting it back into oxygen, which is really helping people get down here, which is exactly what we want. This chlorine turned this brine into water. I'm gonna have to like watch the video back. What? Must have been polluted water. No, because it still doesn't transfer states like that. I don't know what happened. If I'm being completely honest, I have no idea what happened. That is bizarre. Yeah, we're gonna have to check on that. That's super weird. So that's at major risk of getting popped, but that's okay. What's the temperature down here? 115, so it's not gonna steam over. Someone risk your life. Grab the Strecco. No, 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 no. How? There's no way that's a higher priority. Really, a digger? My priorities must be all out of whack. I'll have to check that pretty soon. In between episodes, maybe. But yeah, that's ridiculous that a digger came down here out of their way to do this. Is this guy unreachable or something? I think he might be. Which is pretty hilarious that they managed to truss him up there. Or wrangle him up there. Okay, someone come down here. Yeah, the digger, come down here and mine this stuff. New printables. Let's check this out real quick while they're doing that. Bristleberries are good. It's good just to have a mix-up of food. I think it'd be really cool to have a status benefit where if you have a variety of food, they get like bonus morale just for having a different variety. Because then it would encourage you to grow a bunch of different stuff instead of just focusing on one. Let's see. Solar panels. Let's go ahead and finish off the research tree for this first stuff. We might use robo miners. We probably won't use Sweepy. And I've never used a rover blot. I don't even know that I knew that was a thing. I may not have known that was a thing, which is kind of embarrassing, but I've never seen one. Okay, so we got lots of water coming down here and we have connected all the fish. Are they happy? They are, because there's this little bridge of water connecting all this area. Great. Why have you guys selected down here to hang out? Can I ask? No one has the skill to do this, which is pretty unfortunate, and there's no easy path around. So we'll just do this for now. We'll go ahead and mop up some water. So these guys, I hate all of you guys. Can I just put that out there? But besides that, I wish you... I don't know. I just don't have anything for you guys right now. I really don't. So let's go ahead and do mud infinity. So that'll be something for them. They do have power, but they don't have any power needs. Alright, everybody, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We're on cycle 53 here. We'll probably get to closer to 60-ish on the next one. And hopefully by then we've actually got this Strecco sorted out, but that's been our goal for like the last 20 cycles. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.